Greetings on this Holy Thursday, April 1st, 2021. I am Reverend Maria Pia Seirup. I serve as Executive Director of PeaceWork, a ministry dedicated to stitching together peace through contemplative prayer and artisan work. I'm also a member of the Eastern and Northern Fairfield Cooperative Parish, who is bringing you these daily devotions during Holy Week. Today's scripture reading is the traditional Maundy Thursday passage taken from the Gospel of Mark. It is a familiar story about Jesus' Last Supper with his disciples. For some reason this year, the first part of this story caught my attention more than the actual Last Supper. Here's what Mark reported in chapter 14, verses 12 through 16. Let's listen now to the scripture. On the first day of unleavened bread, when the Passover lamb is sacrificed, his disciples said to him, "Where do you want us to go and make the preparations for you to eat the Passover?" So he sent two of his disciples, saying to them, "Go into the city, and a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him, and wherever he enters, say to the owner of the house, 'The teacher asks, where is my guest room, and where may I eat the Passover with my disciples?' He will show you to a large room upstairs, furnished and ready. Make preparations for us there." So the disciples set out and went to the city, and found everything as he had told them, and they prepared the Passover meal. The disciples find themselves in uncharted territory day after day. Everything in their life has turned upside down since they started following Jesus. And now they're in Jerusalem with no plans for the traditional Passover meal. The disciples turn to Jesus to get their bearings. This is what caught my attention: the courage of the disciples to follow Jesus, the faith in Jesus that he would show them the way. Are these verses just telling us about the logistics of how the disciples found a way to have the Passover meal that week? What if it is also about a more fundamental message? The message, if we ask, Jesus will show us the way. The disciples did not know which way to turn, so they asked Jesus, "Where do you want us to go?" The disciples then faithfully followed Jesus' instructions, and there they found everything as he had told them. For all of us, life this past year has been anything but what we might have imagined or expected. We have been thrust into a situation that has proved to be very challenging. We continue to face suffering, death, and destruction across the globe, and for many, right in our own homes and families. Though the vaccine gives us hope that the COVID pandemic will end soon, the solutions to the pandemics of systemic racism and gun violence continues to elude us. Jesus told the two disciples to go follow his instructions so that they could prepare for the rest of them. And they found everything just as Jesus had told them. Jesus' instructions were pretty straightforward in this case. Yet this story points to the fundamental truth: Jesus will not lead us astray. Jesus' promises are everlasting. If we listen to Jesus' words, we will find answers, perhaps not in such a straightforward manner as in this case. God's promise of new life is real. Through Jesus Christ, there is always hope, even in the darkest times. Let us be bold and ask for help when we are feeling lost. Let us be bold and offer comfort, compassion, and care for each other. We are not alone. As we await the joy of Easter morning, may you be filled with confidence and strength through the love of Jesus Christ.